Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? So, my biggest issue with this entire Cassie situation or Cassie case, and I think that it's worth discussing, is the idea that people are saying that, because Cassie have, text messages of her saying to Diddy, I'm always down to freak off, um, means that there is no context in it, meaning that that's what it, the words, her saying, I'm always down to freak off, or I'm always down for it, or, sending messages of her saying, yeah, I'm cool with it. It means exactly what it says. And I think that the reason why people have a hard time with women when it comes down to this conversation is because women know that there are a million things that they agree to that they don't want to do. You'll see a woman who has a household, right? Just having this conversation. She is a mother. She is a wife. She has different hats that she has to wear. Do she wants to come from the office and come home and just start cooking and just start, preparing meals and start, doing all of this for her husband and her children before they come home? Does she want to? No, women do a lot of things that they don't want to do. They just do it because they feel as though that's what they have to do. That's their responsibility to do. And they're being told or being made to feel as though that if I don't do it, my somebody else won't be well off. They sacrifice themselves every day, not to think of a situation like this where the power dynamics exist. And dynamics is a real thing. It does exist. This is your boyfriend, this is your husband, this is your man, there's reasons why you move a certain kind of way. Now we talking about a situation where this person has your career in their hands. You have a 10 album deal, but you haven't been able to bring out no albums. And I think that responsibility does not fall on Cassie or Cassie alone. It's a work effort. Why was Diddy not working on her album? You had this woman for a certain amount of time. Why were there no albums created? Why wasn't it y'all in the studio? None of that. When you met her, we heard songs like "You've Been Waiting So Long, I Wanna Answer Your Call." We heard that. We heard the official girl. Okay, she was dealing with that privately too, with you not making her official or your official girl. And the thing is, people don't like the nuances or to know that certain things can exist and still be true. Like, she can be jealous of Kim Porter. She can be wanting to be a wife. She could be jealous of all these other women. She could, after all this time, I could want more out of it. I could want for you to claim me. I could want all of these things. And on the flip side, you could be abusive. You could be hurting me, all of that. That's why people have the conversation with the Stockholm syndrome and say that those things exist, where people start to almost love or fall in love with their predator, or somebody that's causing them harm, somebody that's doing these different things to them. They condition their mind after the long term of this happening and nobody policing it, nobody stopping it, and people just watching it happen. You start to believe that this is how it's supposed to be. Why can't people wrap their heads around, what's being said and what it really is? And what's crazy is early on when she was being questioned, not by the defense, the prosecution, they were asking her these questions. She was like, yeah, I was agreeing to doing these things because I was so in love with him. And you can't just shut off 10 years of dealing with someone. She was given all the answers. Yes, I said yes to things that I wasn't okay with. Yes, I agreed to do these things. Yes, Diddy, he was in a position of power. I did everything to please him. Whatever, it was tied with love. It was power. It was a complicated relationship. I did not love myself. I was young. I didn't have the time to build self-esteem. I was, growing in this business. And a lot of people like, well, she went from one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship. And I'm like, what? A lot of women do that. A lot of women do that. A lot of women do that. I was having a conversation with somebody talking about Tina Turner. And I was saying how in my Tina Turner video, I said how Tina dated somebody who was a band leader before Ike. She had a child with this person before Ike. He was the leader of the group. And she dated him or dealt with him before she met Ike. And then she met Ike and he had the same position. And then she's like, well, I don't like, men. I don't want to be with men in power with a power dynamic that I felt like they had my career in their hands. But you had found yourself in those same relationships. Your past, the first guy that you dealt with, who was the leader of the band, then you got with Ike, who had a higher position, and then your late, your husband that passed, he was in a position of power to where he had your career in his hands as well. He revamped your entire career, changed your image, put you out to be something else. It's the pattern. A lot of women, have that pattern of from one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship, and sometimes your relationship overlap, and then it becomes a situation. Well, how do you heal from one man? You get under a new one. Everybody heard that saying. It exists. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I don't think it's up for us to judge. It's based on the individual, because you can say something's wrong all you want to in your closet, but people live their life publicly and live their life the way they want to. A lot of women is out here dating back to back and having one boyfriend. Tommy left you and now you with Johnny, and then when while you dating Johnny, you start entertaining conversations with James, and it might be back to back. Like, people say you should breathe after a relationship, take some time after a relationship, let that relationship heal, give it air. It doesn't happen much. Men and women, people not waiting in between relationships. They just not. So when we try to say, oh, she's wrong because she was with this guy in the music industry, and then she got with Diddy, and then now she's with, his trainer, and all of these conversations, I just don't think we're being fair, because an auntie, cousin, family member, or yourself that's living that life and living that reality of, oh, I just broke up with my boyfriend and I ain't taking no time to breathe, I just got on the next, relationship. Women are living like this, so we should not sit over here and throw stones while we are up here living in glass houses because she chose to live her life a certain type of way. No. And then it's on like, oh, she said she was down with it. What are you gonna say? If you know that she said from the beginning, I used to fight him. From the beginning, I used to be like, but after a while, I just was like, yeah, I'm cool. And she said that in the prosecution. But then when the defense comes and she's saying the same thing, y'all over here like, what? What? She was just cool with it. She said that from the beginning. I was cool. I was down. You know what I'm saying? I at the beginning, I wanted to fight. But then after a while, I was cool. I was down with it. I just said, yes. Okay. Because you know what's going to come. You're getting hit. You're getting, you know what I'm saying? This is becoming physical. You're like, I don't want my lip busted. Yeah, I'm always down. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? It's becoming, there is consequences to me saying no, and severe consequences where I'm ended up in hospitals. My lip is busted. I have to go healing. I get beat up so bad. You know what I'm saying? So my physical well-being is being threatened. So why would I not say, yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, That's what I want. I want all of that. Because it's becoming physical. I'm losing things. You're taking away taking away phone. Your staff is taking away my phone. I can't talk on the phone. I can't be out here, you know what I'm saying, caging me up, put me in a cage. And that's one way people train, like people can really train your mind. You've ever heard stories about these pimps and a pimp or a person that like you work at a strip club, people in those type of positions where they know how to train you. They put you in a room all day. They, you know what I'm saying? Like, bring your mind down to kid, to where they're disciplining you. I can't act like this. I can't do this. They're disciplining you. And then you move in the way in which they want you to move, despite, because you better not say no. You better not say you're not okay with it. You better not. I wish you would. And everybody, why wasn't she saying no? Why wasn't she saying she didn't like it? If she didn't like it, if she wasn't okay with it, why wasn't she saying her physical well-being was being threatened? Why y'all don't understand that? Why? And then the part that kills me is that the people that are calling her husband a simp or dumb for sticking behind her, oh my God. I wish there was more men that saw victims and didn't see them based on the things that have been done to them. I'm not going to judge you based on your trauma. I'm not going to judge you based on your heartbreak. I'm not going to judge you based on what you've been through. I'm going to look past all that and see the human being, the person. And Lord knows what he's going to be in the past, in the next 2-3 years. Lord knows. But the fact that in this moment he's supporting her, that's all you can ask for. I wish the Lord would send victims a great man like that, that's willing to run, you know what I'm saying, in there. Because he ran for, I believe it was domestic violence. He did the run. And he, you know what I'm saying? He fought for her, fought with her, fought for her. and was hurt in some instances, but he's grown. I'm sure he had some therapy to be able to deal with all of this, to be able to understand that she's not what she's been through, but she's a human being. But y'all over here, he gonna leave her. Why y'all putting that negative energy in the universe? Why you not saying, please, more men be like him? More men stand by your woman. More men, you know what I'm saying, rock with your woman. Everybody's talking about, why did Cassie deal with this? I would have. Girl, ain't no telling what you would have done if you was in that position. Everybody got opinions. People in glass houses throwing stones and whatnot. Opinions and what they would have done. Y'all don't know what y'all would have done. Too many women out here dealing with their abusers. They're the people that disrespect them. They got that baby daddy drama, or he don't take care of his kids, but you sticking with him just to say that, oh, my baby daddy in my life. You standing with that boyfriend that's been doing this, that, and you still going back to him. They got a lot of men out here sticking behind women, have dealing with their own personal stuff. And then why would you guys sit up in here and judge the next person? I just think that in every situation we need to look at people and be like, oh my God, like, shout out to that person for standing by you. Shout out to you for going through that and still having your head up high. Because I feel like all this mess, it should have killed. It should have taken away. It should have, but she was able to go through that and come out on the other side successful. You know what I'm saying? $30 million in. You know what I'm saying? She's out of that situation in a better, because everybody like, no, she only got, she got that 20 million from Puff, and then got that 10 million from the hotel, because they did not protect her, because they, the video was released, whatever reason, they paid her, and she deserved that and then some. I don't even think that's enough, because what she went through, you know what I'm saying? The body, the mouth, she has sores in her mouth, sores all up in her, all up through her mouth, cuts. You know what I'm saying? She was swallowing, you know what I'm saying, the P. Diddy, if you do know what I mean. She was swallowing that all up in her throat, her body. You know what I'm saying? That the fact that baby oil is not is not water based. It's, throwing up your pH balance and causing you to have all these different things. She started saying that the medication that the hospital was giving her for UTIs wasn't even working. Was not working. That's how bad this man had her. Lord knows what else is it the herpes? Do she got that? What do she have? What, you know what I'm saying? What STDs she got because of that? And y'all up in here talking about her husband should have left her. Why you want women to be in worse off situations? It seems like the world gravitates, or they grow, or they take pride into women just having it hard, or women not having happy endings. If this is her happy ending, I'm happy about that, for real. And if this man is standing by her, I'm happy about that. More power to him. He's doing a lot of things a lot of men wouldn't be able to do, beautiful or not. But y'all seeing this and y'all using this as she's this, she's that, or, you know what I'm saying? Y'all find any loophole to down talk a woman in a man's defense. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I think that Cassie went through what she went through. She experienced it. And sometimes when you're in a situation, you don't realize the effect that it has on you until you are able to fully reflect on the situation and be like, oh, that really bothered me. Like, I always try to process things, the day before, you know what I'm saying? The day after it happens, or like I try to process this during it, but I have to take a step back from the entire situation and sit back and really think about, like, yo, how did that really make me feel? People need to do that. When you in a situation, things be happening so fast, 5, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different things be happening all at once. You got to sit back and really process and be like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Really sit back and think about how this is affecting you and the problem this has, and how you're dealing with all of this. But when you in it, it's hard to really give things the attention that is needed for it to be given. But I don't think that Cassie man need to leave her. I don't think that, she's like wrong or any of that, because she told him she was okay with this. She told him she was. There's a lot of women saying things that they really don't want. A lot of women saying yes when it means no. A lot of women. That's why they were saying. I heard people saying that they were giving their man, or giving hair cooch to people that they didn't want to sleep with, because they felt so like pressured or felt so stressed out, so they just did it. How many times women have gave up their body when they did not want to, in order to appease a male or appease, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm just going to go with it. I know I don't want to, but I'm just going to go with it. A lot of women, come on now, ladies. Real conversations need to be had. How many times was your yes a real no, but you just let it rock? A lot of the times, and y'all not even victims of assault. Y'all just, you know what I'm saying, giving up your rights to make decisions in order to appease somebody or in order to go with the popular opinion at the time. A lot of women do it because they don't want to argue, because they don't want to fight. They don't want to know what no might look like, you know, because they don't want to be ridiculed. Even in public, people speaking or saying certain things, they don't want to say what they really feel because they're afraid of how they're going to be looked at or what that no is going to look like. But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to have a real conversation about Cassie. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I love you guys to pieces, and bye-bye.